Ooh, my beer.
John, Stuttering John, a great example of an internet tough guy who is pretty much a eunuch in the real world.
Oh, here's another one. Patty Freeburn, thanks for the $2.79. Can you donate this to the SJ Cancer Charity? Now, first of all, Patty, I don't have a cancer charity. I asked for a week for some donations for a friend that everybody knows in this chat room. Everybody. My mom happens to know this person personally and sent this person a check so this person can pay for his or her spouse's chemo, which is $300 every chemo session, and now he's got to undergo 12 more. And all these losers are you stole money, like Pockface, which I should sue him for, but he's got no money left. He's burning through that money like.
I love that he's not suing you now because you have no money.
I would never steal any money, and this person who doesn't want the name to be mentioned because let's just say this person has been doxxed and these trolls have done some irreparable damage to her, he or him. Whatever. He, him.
Ed Norton.
There is no fake charity. I was trying to do a nice thing because my motto in life has always been
that's men's.
I am here to help people. Because what else the fuck am
I am Jesus, John.
So, you know.
Stuttering Jesus.
Jesus.
Stuttering Christ. Yeah, Jesus cross guy.
I said, is he saying that it's not his real mom when he goes, my mom?
Dude, he kept going.
And he just
and
he did a Temptations thing.
Like,
yeah.
It was like not like this, you know.
No, he's all over. It looked like he had claws, and he's like, Stuttering John,
scaring children,
little bunny foo. He's a fucking idiot. If there's one person I feel more sorry for than John's ex-wife and John's fucking mental kids, is John's lawyer. If he even has one. I don't even know. I don't know. This guy's what I've seen over the years, the guy is just a liar. He just lies. Everything I've seen of John over the course of the years have been lies. He can't be honest with anyone. He lies about his career. He lies about money. He lies about friends and business and coworkers in the entertainment business. So, you know, how do you know if he's ever telling the truth? So he spouts this nonsense and lawsuits. I sued Sharon Stone. Sharon Rock. So I go on the other day, I get on, and I said something to the effect of, John wants to sue me. You know, he threatens to sue me. You talk to my lawyer, you criminal. He won't mention me by name, so he calls me criminal. He calls me pockface. He calls me pedophile. He calls me whatever it is. All of these things I have discussed at length on my show. Has Anthony gone out with younger girls? Sure. Were they over the age of consent? Of course they were. Every single one of them was over the age of legal consent. So, we're pedophile. Look up pedophile and see what the definition is. It's not someone that goes out with women that are of legal consenting age to have sexual intercourse. Sorry. Pockface. Yes, I've talked about my horrid childhood dealing with cystic acne. I had to actually cultivate a personality. It was terrible. I was growing up in a day that didn't really have the right medication for it. When I was in my 30s, I started taking Accutane, and it actually cleared up because I was still actually getting giant fucking poons on my face. But, you know, the damage gets done. We all live with our crosses to bear and our scars and whatnot, and that's part of, who I am. The criminal part, I didn't talk about. The Anthony Cumia, Danny Brand domestic dispute that went on at the house where I was arrested, and then the rehab and the fucking court, and I talked about it ad nauseum. There is nothing that John is saying where it's like, look at this. Look at what he did. It's in a book. It's in a book I wrote. So if he thinks he's trying to get anywhere with that, I don't know. I don't think you'll find another person who has talked more about those things than myself. I discuss everything on the show, on streams that I do, in my book, wherever it is. John, there's no secrets you're going to come up with that are going to foil me. But so he gets his lawyer. He won't talk about me by name. He'll call me, names and whatnot, and criminal. And then he threatens me with his lawyer. Do we have any of the clips of him where he talks about me? Whatever. It doesn't even matter what it is. Sound. Thanks. Need some sound.
If you want to donate to the show, that's right, to the show. And the super chats.
That's like so.
Which are
okay, hold on. E-Rock told me about this. Hold on. Yeah, you guys clipped out where he actually plugs the site, his Patreon or his thing. Yeah. Why would I give him any more money?
Donated and asked me to give it to the person whose spouse is going through chemo, and that person,
it's the greatest,
who I immediately text, and and I will be sending the person a check. Well, actually, I Venmo it to another one of the chatters here, and then they issue the check because I hate going to the post office. So I just Venmo it to him. But see, there's a paper trail. There's Venmo.
There's
the
a toilet
incoming
paper trail into your mouth,
and then there's the paper
shit
trail.
is pouring out of.
You see?
You see?
That is why a certain criminal thinks it's okay to accuse me of stealing, and suddenly is now saying that I lost all my lawsuits. Well, let's see. Let's see the person who assaulted a very young woman, way too young for him, in my opinion.
Oh, sorry.
But he has a criminal record.
Could you pause for a second? What was Danny? 25, 26, something like that at the time? Whatever. Well within, your range. The day I start asking myself, what would Stuttering John think about who I'm dating and who I'm going? This guy is literally going to Pickwick Pub, wherever the fuck that shithole is, and picking up grandmas. So whatever you want to do, John. You want to fuck a grandma or a 26-year-old? I'd probably opt for the 26-year-old, even if I have to eventually bite her. Yeah. So criminal. I've talked about that too. Yes, when you get arrested, you are up on criminal charges. And then your job as a citizen is to utilize all the laws and not be a criminal anymore. That's how it works out. So this case was brought down to a violation. I had a violation, which, by the way, is the same. It's not even a misdemeanor. It's the same as a ticket. It's a traffic ticket. So, no, I don't. And it was expunged. I don't have a criminal record. I'm not a criminal, John. You could say what you want. And if you if you think I'm just, making excuses or anything, fine. I don't care if John says I'm a criminal. I just find it interesting that you have to bring these things up when I'm saying you are grifting money from people. You are the one. Every indication I've seen, Stuttering John has taken money from people for a cancer cause that is an apparition. It's just fucking a ghostly thing. It went into his own personal account, which he then was going to divvy up. How would you know what's for what? The guy advertises. Here's his case. There's a beloved chatter, whose beloved one, the beloved chatter's beloved one, is getting chemo. They want to remain autonomous, total autonomy. So I will not bring up their name. But I will send the money. But send it to my personal account. Now, we have brought up, of course, Who Are These Podcasts did a brilliant breakdown over hours of this whole thing. So if you want to really catch up on the details of it, Who Are These Podcasts? But any idiot can just look and see, you can't do that. That is illegal. That is against terms of service for whatever he was using. You can't just say, like, I'll just come on here and go, oh my God, leukemia is terrible. Childhood leukemia, isn't that bad? Can you subscribe to Compound Media? And I'll make sure I take some of the sub money and I give it to childhood leukemia. Don't worry, I'll do it. Oh, I'm being a nice guy? I'm just trying to be a nice guy and you're accusing me? You're not allowed to do that, you big dope fuck. But there he is, talking about the criminal and how I'm accusing him of and I'm not even being subtle here. Yes, based on everything I know about Stuttering John, personally, having known Stuttering John over the course of the years, having seen the way he acts with people, having seen what he said to people, the blatant lies that I've seen him tell. Based on that, I will absolutely say that I believe he has been stealing money under the guise of curing cancer. There, get your lawyer, John. Get your lawyer for another non-lawsuit. Sue me. I won't show up in court. I won't answer it. I won't pay you. I won't do it. I'll move to South Carolina. You can try to chase me down there. Whatever you want to do, you blithering fool, go ahead. This lawyer must be... Do you have pictures of him blowing men? I wouldn't take your call. I wouldn't take your call if I was a lawyer, a baker, a fucking... It doesn't matter. Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. It's John. Fuck this idiot. I'm not picking up the phone. I don't know how you get this guy on the phone. Again, I think that's a lie, too. I don't think you have all these conversations. I'm talking with this one and that one. I got this pulled. You're an idiot. I think you're retarded. I think you are in the classification of being a retard. Look at him. Look at this fucking dummy. This drooling, fucking inept, low IQ, horrible father, douchebag. Yeah. Sue me, John. I swear, please. I embrace the idea of someone coming here and serving me with papers from the likes of Stuttering John Melendez. Where's my cease and desist? Cease and... Knock it off. He's a fucking idiot. So he's been talking about this chemo thing, and this is so hilarious. Chatter has a loved one that needs chemotherapy for cancer. John told them, I'll do something, and they go, hey, please keep it on the QT. I don't want people to know who we are. And John goes, sure, I'll do that. So send it to my account. So he gets upset if anyone even believes that he might be misappropriating some of these funds. But he can't figure out why? Because you're an asshole. You've been an asshole your whole life. And of course, you do anything to get more money. You blew through every penny you made. You didn't make much on Howard Stern. We know you were making something in the realm of between $30,000 and $35,000 a year, and you stayed there forever. You finally left, but you stayed there making shit money for what? Fame was more important than that? That being able to go out and someone going, hey, it's Stuttering John. Yeah, that's me. Fame was more important than that, than your family, than being there for your fucking family. $35,000 a year. John, maybe you should, maybe move on, get something, get another job. I'm famous, I'm Stuttering John Melendez. So he loses his fucking family. And then Jay Leno decided to fuck with Howard by stealing one of his guys. That's really what it was. If you think for a second Jay fucking Leno looked at Stuttering John and said, God damn, I need this guy on my show. The Tonight Show can't succeed without Stuttering John as the announcer. It was a goof for 2 minutes. And the people that realized it first was fucking Jay Leno and the whole of the people that worked over there. Yeah, that was funny. Now what do? We get saddled with this fucking idiot. There are plenty of interviews with Jay Leno where Jay says, having a conversation on air on the Tonight Show with John was very awkward. It was there was no chemistry there. It was terrible. So a lot of times I throw it to Kevin Eubanks and we would bounce off each other and there was really nothing left for John to do. So they relegated him to a writer because he loves plugging that too. I was the announcer and then a writer for the Tonight Show. You were announcer as a joke. Howard and Jay had a beef. Jay figured the best way to do it was to cough up some money, some of the corporate money, and steal you away from Howard to piss Howard off. And then when they realized you were so fucking bad at the announcing job and doing street interviews without Howard and Jackie and Fred writing shit for you, they were like, what do we do? So they threw him in as a writer. He sat in a room with a bunch of other people to write shit for The Tonight Show, and they would just, ignore him. Not going to take any of his bits. Oh, yeah, okay, John. Yeah, great. And they would do other things. When Jay, I heard when Jay found out that John didn't write any of the questions, he was pissed, but I think he knew that. He had to know that. I think it was purely a move to stick it to Howard and just using John as the buffoon, the fucking buffoon that he is. Put him on camera. He's goofy. People know him from Howard. Fuck it. And then in a short time, they were like, oh, this guy, he's terrible. He's terrible. Get him off camera. Put him behind the scenes. And the first opportunity they got to get rid of him, they did. But he uses that like a plug. From The Tonight Show. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Really? You want to use that as a plug? You were there as a joke. You are a joke. Any more of that clip? Yeah, let's play some.
He's saying that I don't have a paper trail. And he's also saying that the person would be afraid to have the name mentioned if I was to sue. No, the person said it was okay if it came to that. So now this pock-faced criminal is continuing to accuse me of pocketing money.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, anybody who knows me knows that my OCD would never allow me to do something like that.
All right, could you I love this. Again, I saw this on Who Are These Podcasts. I can't stress enough. And they did such a great job with it. And I was sitting there. This is when I decided I needed to talk about this because I was listening to Who Are These Podcasts and I'm yelling at the fucking computer as I'm listening. I wanted to be involved so badly. Get what he just said. His OCD makes it impossible for him to commit a crime or lie or anything. My programming makes it impossible for me to harm a human being. Keep him away from me. He's the fucking the robot. What was that? Ash? No, not Ash. The other one. Who's the robot on the second Alien? Oh, yeah. Oh, I almost got it.
Bishop?
Bishop. Hey, Bishop. Yeah, Bishop. Oh, those models were a little glitchy. My programming makes it impossible for me to harm a human. Stay the fuck away from me. His OCD. So there's never been anyone with OCD that has committed a crime? And he says, anyone who knows me, anyone who knows you knows you're a liar and you are fully capable of bilking people out of money. Totally capable. In the short time I had any kind of friendly relationship with Stuttering John, I had seen him take advantage of so many people financially. So many people. I've heard the stories. Oh, yeah, Stuttering John. I met the guy. I thought he was, it was cool. The guy from Howard Stern. He'd call up and go, hey, you want to get something to eat, man? Yeah. You're fucking forking the money over at the end of the day. You're the one. He would never pull out a fucking dime, this guy. He came over to my house to play poker with his buddy Mike, who now is my buddy, and thinks Stuttering John is the asshole he is because he is. And he's like, Stuttering John, of course, dead money. He just he's too stupid to play poker. He needed more money. So he made Mike drive him to Mike's ATM to take money out of Mike's account. I'll pay you back. Yeah, sure you will. He never has footed the bill for anything. We know the story here when he taped a show from here, and people had to come in, staff had to come in and work his show, and we gave him the airtime, and the motherfucker didn't even tip. Didn't even give the guys a few bucks for their time. And he drank every fucking bit of alcohol that was in our fridge. And then just walked out and got pissed when it was brought up. Actually got belligerent at the fact that we would dare bring up that he's a cheap, chiseling motherfucker. Oh, God. Are you kidding me? Anytime I hear that fucker on Who Are These Podcasts, I'm like, this would be a great character. I say it all the time. This character, Stuttering John, played by John Melendez. And you're like, John Melendez is a guy, but this Stuttering John babbling buffoon on your screen is a brilliant take on an idiot doing a podcast. And then John is like, even he, at night, he's like, God, I hate having to be this character. People really think I'm retarded. It's all that except he's the retarded guy. And the other guy doesn't exist at all. He is the retarded guy. It's not a character. He is a buffoon. And there it is for the world to see. Him lying about so many things. And here's my take on John's personal life. Here's my take on his personal life. He has an ex-wife, 3 kids. 2 are adults. I believe one is 16, something like that. So we'll leave him alone. He's just a kid. But he's got adult kids, one of whom was born a girl and decided to transition into a boy. Transgender. I don't know how he's done it, but he seemed to have scrubbed every picture of his daughter become son off of the internet. Do we have? Well, that's the only one. That was when Stuttering John's daughter was a girl. Now his son is a boy. That girl turned into a boy, and I'll be damned if I can find one fucking picture of. He probably tries his best to keep that shit off of there. But what a cute girl. I guess that was the high school dance thing or graduation where she and her girlfriend won like the queen of the. So that's what John, did. Pop that picture back up again. Because, yeah. And it was like groundbreaking because it was lesbians and but then she decided she didn't want to be a lesbian. She wanted to be a dude. And here's what I think. I think because Stuttering John was such a poor parent, such a non-existent father for this lovely girl here, that she was screaming for some kind of attention. Screaming for some type of attention and just didn't get it. Her dad would rather be the goofy guy making $30,000 a year at Howard Stern's show or being the joke on Leno than to spend actual quality time with his fucking family. So the girl, starved of fatherly love and attention, goes, "Can you cut my tits off? Can you just cut my tits off and we'll try to fabricate some kind of a cock, a proxy cock, a cock's proxy cock, and I'll be a boy now." And John then, because John would say retard and everything back in the Howard Stern days, he'd joke on Robin Quivers for her race. He had some song parodies that he did with nigger in it. He'd say retard all the time. This is who John is. Now, when your daughter decides, because she's attention starved because of her fucking non-existent father's love, to become a boy, now you have to do something. Because I believe at some point in his life, he might start looking back and go, nah, maybe I screwed the pooch. So he becomes this insanely, unreasonably left-wing mental patient now. Remember, same guy, dropped N-bombs constantly, retard, just a nasty Long Island piece of shit. That's what he is. We all fall into that category. Nasty Long Island piece of shit. Mostly, conservative, kind of, angry. But then he's like, how can I win my daughter's son's love? He becomes one of the most irrational left-wing people you'll ever see. Biden's doing a great job. Is he? Is he really, John? Dotard. They're there for the dotard, the GQP. He's got all of his little catchphrases, political. He honestly fancies himself a political pundit. He thinks that people tune in his show to see his take, his smart take on politics. Who's on today? Some senator that you've done no research on. You don't even know their name. You don't know what they stand for. And not that you can't, like the material's out there. You're just not motivated and you're a retard. You're stupid. You're an actual stupid person. Much like Opie, who I said I'd get to also. He's another just stupid. There are people, look, I'm sorry. I think the society we live in and the one that we've lived in for quite a few years now doesn't like to address the fact that some people are just stupid. And there is nothing you could do about it. There's no drug. There's no course. There's no practice, no workout. There's nothing that can change stupid. And some people are stupid. And John is one of them. And Opie's one of them. Owen might not be stupid. I think he's very clever, but he's another grifter. And we'll get to that also. I had to blow off Nick DiPaolo today. And Nick DiPaolo on the show. I got his fucking plugs right here. I want to make sure people know, because he was supposed to be on Friday, this Friday, in Royersford, PA. Nick is going to be at Soul Joel's Comedy Club, September 9th, this Friday. And then Saturday, September 10th, the Algonquin Arts Theater in Manasquan, New Jersey. It's one of those places in New Jersey with the weird names. And then Sunday, this is the whole weekend, Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center in Chester, New York. His podcast, of course, The Nick DiPaolo Show, is free Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's on patreon.com/The Nick DiPaolo Show, and anywhere you get your finer podcasts. I feel bad, but I need 2 hours here at least to discuss these fucking idiots for all it's worth. Stuttering John, right before I went on the air, tweeted. He tweeted trying to. He took a picture that I had, where I put a little comic strip bubble of his daughter and him in that picture, and I said, I don't know, something about his love, and I gotta mutilate myself. And John got very angry at that, very angry. And, of course, he included Twitter support and GLAD. Here it is. Dear GLAD, bullies out, rain, and Twitter support. This person is bullying and harassing me and my transgender child on social media. His name is Anthony Cumia, criminal and POC. This is one of his tweets where he is engaging in this despicable, hateful behavior. You're despicable. I hear it's rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season. Despicable. So he knew this was coming. A lot of people, I think, knew today I was going to go on and just lambaste this fucking retard for what he is. And the worst part for John is, where are you going? Where are you going? Wait, you going to call Iraq? You going to get Iraq to tell me to be quiet? You could call maybe Garrett and Drew. You could offer them some money, and they'll just hit the off switch, and that'll be it. Where are you going, John? GLAD? What is GLAD going to do? I would gladly have GLAD protest outside this fucking place. I'd walk in calling them fucking faggots as I come up and do my show. Do you understand, John, that some of us don't give a fuck anymore? That we've already been backed into a corner and built up something that we needed to have to continue speaking our minds and calling out motherfucking pieces of shit like you? Do you understand? Oh, what? Twitter support? What, are they going to cancel my account? Oh, well, I just made it to 10,000 followers. I assumed I'm getting canceled soon. That's usually the schedule. There'll be another boss. Slowly we'll get up to the mountain. I'll still talk to people. Whatever it is. So who the fuck are you calling, John? Your lawyer? You're going to sue me? Like I said, sue away. Fucking come up, serve me with papers. You will never see me in a courtroom. I will not entertain your lawsuit. I won't pay you. You could try to fucking get more lawyers to try to pay me, whatever you need to do. But John, you what are you doing? How do you think you're stopping me? His little attempt at scaring me on social media today, because he knew I was going to talk about him. And his fucking, his poor, I feel bad for his family. I feel bad. Look, I know I was raised in a family where my dad, not the best provider, but he was a good guy to us kids, loving. He was able to listen to us, gave me some good advice over the years. I spent time in California with him, riding horses and doing man things and stuff. This guy's one of those weekend warrior maybe dads. They get divorced and they just fucking... The reason they're divorced, by the way, is that they were just ignoring their family. And then they continue to ignore them, but they talk like they are such supportive pillars in their families. Dude, you forget, we heard it all. Contrary to many people's, maybe not beliefs, but opinions, you are a public figure. You did build up an element of fame. You're in that category where people are allowed to talk about you and your personal life. Yes, they are. And we saw it happening, John. We saw it happening. On the Howard Stern show, Howard would call out what a piece of shit you were. Hero of the stupid. Hero of the stupid. You've been a babbling buffoon your entire career, and you haven't stopped. And the only thing it did was lose your family, lose whatever money you might have made during the height of your career. And now you're begging for money from some very, very shady cancer charity. Did you hear what he said before? He goes, he collected the money, and then he'd write a check. Oh, no, he would Venmo. That was it. He Venmo'd the money to another party. This is literally now the fourth party. There's the person with the cancer. There's the beloved chatter. Then there's the person he Venmoed the money to that then wrote a check to the beloved chatter.
Because he didn't like to go to the post office, is what he said.
Yeah, his picture should be hanging up there. You old fucking crock of shit. So yeah, how many to send? By the way, $100 over to chemo. What's $100? That's like when you go into the gas station, you go, give me $1 regular. There you go. There's your buck. There's some doctor sitting there kinking the little hose, kinking the little plastic chemo hose going into the person's arm. And it's like, what is that? Stuttering John's $100? All right. There we go. Okay. Any more money? I'm sorry, you got to go. There's no more money. Stuttering John, $100 for chemo. I just don't know how that shit how he thinks that shit is even legit. How the fuck does this idiot think anyone but another idiot like himself is going to believe that? Why did it have to go through so many channels, John? Why did you have to go through Venmo to some other third party? You couldn't have just Venmoed the beloved chatter? And he could have given it to the loved one or put it in his account or whatever? You had to Venmo to someone else that then literally had to write a fucking paper check and send it to the beloved chatter for his beloved chemo patient? This is like, it's like watching fucking Scarface with the money counting and where it's going. And this sounds like money laundering, John. It sounds like money laundering. And if you're laundering $100, Jesus Christ, the guy don't launder his underwear. There are fucking roaches in it. Yet he's laundering $100. You are such a piece of shit. If you really had any fucking morality or empathy or sympathy or any pathy wanting to help someone, here's what you would have done. Out of your own money that you profess to have plenty of, you would have sent them a donation. Never mentioning it on your show. Never even mentioning it. Hey, what happened? Fuck, dude, my wife, or hey, my husband, whatever it is, has chemo, is getting chemo. It's so expensive. We don't have insurance, whatever. Oh, dude, that sucks. All right, you got a Venmo? No, dude, you don't have to. Fuck you. Give me the Venmo. I just want to help. And then you send it over. And then you go on and do your show, and you never mention it. That's what a person that cares about people does. They don't put it out on their show trying to fucking get publicity or money, if that was indeed what you were doing, bilking people because there wasn't a chemo person. It wasn't a beloved chatter. There wasn't a third-party Venmo person. There are no paper checks. I don't know. Based on your past performance, though, I certainly believe you're a lying crock of shit, John. I believe you absolutely took that money, and it never went to anybody else. Sorry. It's based on past performance. Past performance can be indicative of future results. And from what I've seen of Stut Joe over the course of the years, he is a liar and a piece of shit and would absolutely, COD or not. COD. I have COD, cash on demand. Any more, Stuttering John? Gotta say, I love this. I love this. Because I've had it with this fuck.
I don't steal. I can't bring myself. I don't even take free stuff at hotels.
Pause.
Yeah.
Just leave his face there, please. Just leave that stupid fucking face there. His OCD prevents him from stealing at all. I can't. He's literally incapable of stealing because he has OCD. And, if I may throw this in, I don't even take the free stuff at hotel. I don't take anything. I don't even use it. Soap, shampoo, never saw it, never used it. Laundry, never did it. Raises, what is that? This motherfucker, instead, he doesn't take things from hotels. Everyone takes something from, whether it's the soap or, shampoo. You use it. It's part of, what are you talking, towels? You have to shower to need a towel. I don't think he's ever showered either. So what kind of excuse is OCD? And then your example of how you can't steal from OCD is that you've never even taken anything from a hotel. It's brilliant. Like I said, a character, David Brent, like it's fucking David Brent from The Office. That's what it is. A brilliantly moronic, out of touch character that Ricky Gervais plays, but Ricky is a smart, really funny guy. But he's able to play David Brent as a retard. He's just the retard part. But it would be brilliant if this wasn't John. If this was Stuttering John the character and John Melendez was, like, I don't want to be typecast as that guy, so I won't be an asshole when I'm at Pickwick Pub. But then he takes the character. He lives his act. The man lives his entire fucking act. That's how he gets away with it. Prestige? Let me hear a little more.
Because my conscience just wouldn't be able to handle that. That's just me. It always has been. And that's why I don't steal stuff. Yeah. So I would never steal anything. And as far as this person, John's many losses and lawsuits. Well, Pockface, let's see. I sued Sharon Stone. She settled for $30,000.
$30,000.
That was a win for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm suing SiriusXM, and the first round, yes, we did in fact lose, but then we appealed.
It's so good. All right, you said I lost all my lawsuits. Sharon Stone. I'm sure Sharon Stone was really nervous trying to scrape up 30 large. And then how much did the lawyer get? And by the way, wasn't that during his Howard Stern tenure? Pop up the Stuttering John Sharon Stone big fucking lawsuit. So he mentions one thing, and then he's like, well, SiriusXM. All right, we lost that one. We lost this one. We lost that. He's constantly threatening lawsuits. And he got 30 grand from Sharon Stone years ago.
Does her bodyguard beat him up?
Yeah, it was during one of the Stern things, right?
I guess so. I'm trying to.
So you think John actually put up the money for his legal defense or offense as far as being bringing up a case against Sharon Stone? Do you think maybe K-Rock paid for it? Or Tonight Show, if that was during the time that he was on the Tonight Show. Whatever it was, why Sharon Stone's bodyguard hit Stuttering John. It wasn't just Stuttering John doing his podcast. He had the backing of a company. And I'm sure they're the ones that foot the bill, and the lawyers got money, and what did Stuttering John... I'm talking Stuttering John this century. In this century, have you filed a suit? When was these?
96.
96. So he was firmly entrenched in the Howard Stern show. John, all right. Okay, look, I am willing to point out when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong. John, you did indeed win a lawsuit. Allow me to rephrase. John has never won a lawsuit in this century. Okay? Is that better? Within this century, which we are just about a quarter of the way through. this century. You've never won a lawsuit. You threaten to sue. It's this fucking, it's so childish. It reminds me of when you'd stand on the curb at in the neighborhood of a person's house that you didn't like that week. Could be a friend the next week. It's not a friend. And you stand on the curb and they go, "Get off my property." And then the person goes, "No, it's government's property. The curb's government property. You're on my property, government property. Government." That's John suing. That's how John's lawsuits are in this century. I'm not talking about the big Sharon Stone 30 large. Oh, she must have been shitting herself for that. I got to hand over stuff. I guarantee you she never even heard about that. You could ask her, and she will never. She'd be like, "Who? I don't know. My bodyguard? Yeah, there was probably insurance. The bodyguard for me, whether it was even her bodyguard or a hired service for that night or that day, the company has insurance. So when they're sued, all they do is go, well, we'll settle. The insurance company will pay $30,000. All right, pay $30,000. See if they'll take it. Yeah, they'll take it. I should sue Sharon Stone. She never fucking heard of this. Never heard of it. Holy shit. He just fucking, you sued an insurance company for a security company, and they gave you $30,000 to go away. Again, he's just so full of shit. I would like to act as my own attorney. I call to the stand Sharon Stone. Cross your legs. Cross your legs and uncross them.
The 30,000 sounds like their lowball bid, where they were like, "Oh, he'll definitely say 100 grand,"
Yeah.
but he was like, 30 grand. Fuck yes.
It's like,
I'll take it.
Yes, it's like in a comedy. They're going, "All right, we're willing to pay $100,000 to John. We just got to get rid of it. And I demand $30,000. They're like, "You got it." Like Kramer just wanted to be up on the Marlboro ad or get a bunch of cafe lattes for the hot coffee that's spilt in his lap. That's who John is. Again, a brilliant fake character that isn't fake. He's an actual retard that you could watch. You could watch his show. These are the best plugs, by the way. We give John so many plugs for his show, whether it's Who Are These Podcasts with Carl or this show or anyone else that looks at John and goes, "Holy fuck, is he retarded?" But again, it has to be filtered through something like this or Who Are These Podcasts? Because he is just, he's the worst. I love that one. Sharon Stone. Sharon, where were you on the evening of ex post facto and habeas corpusal? Stuttering John. I took Sharon Stone for 30 grand. 50% goes to the lawyer. That's 15,000. Then other inconsequential fees, and the guy walked away with like nothing. An appearance. It was like when he used to do an appearance at the Hard Rock or something. Holy shit. Oh, is he stupid? Please, I can't get enough.
We appealed, and we held oral arguments, and now we'll see what happens. But it's not a loss yet.
Yeah, it is. You
So
lost.
why don't you keep your gun in a safe place so you don't be caught on video screaming, "Where the fuck is my gun?" And try not to bite, or do whatever you did that got you arrested. I don't know. And, I don't know. I was watching.
He's so afraid. Like, he's so litigious. Everything he thinks of doing is lawsuit. And I'm going to sue you. So he thinks he's being careful here by not saying my name and going, you bit or whatever you did. I don't know. Like, he's trying to keep this plausible deniability. John, say what you want. I'm not going to sue you. I'm not an idiot like you that's I'm going to court. Say my name. Call me an asshole. Call me a criminal. Call me a liar. Call me fucking whatever you want. I will never sue you. Do whatever you want. I'm fine with it. I understand that if you talk, then I'll talk. I'll just make you look like the jerk off you are. but he's on eggshells here. He's like, "Oh, that guy, I don't know what he did." Well, Danny Brand and myself were having an argument. She smacked me upside the head and cocked back again, and I grabbed her hand, her wrist. Fucking don't touch me. That was it. There you go. That's how I bit a girl's hand. Got it? I've said that many times on this show. Many times. So if you don't know, you're just not doing your research.
The other day, and he was saying that, I don't know, this is just him saying, it's of course not me saying that.
Just him. Say it.
That, that you were a racist, and that's not me. That's what Opie says.
Do you know, could you pause again? And he's so stupid. He doesn't even know what constitutes something that might be something I could sue him for. You could call people racist. You go. Stuttering John is a racist. I'm saying it. I'm not alleging it. I'm not. Stuttering John is a racist. There. I said it. Why is this guy like peeking around corners and tiptoeing? Just say it. I don't know. Opie said it. Said he's a racist. I'm not saying this. I'm saying you're a racist, John. You're a proven fucking racist. There. You said her in one of your songs. You're a racist. You're a racist. There. That's how it's done. Stupid.
The great Patrice O'Neill knew that you were a racist. That's what Opie was saying. It's on the video.
You can pause again. We'll get to that Opie video. I think we have it at some point later, a little bit later. Anyone, I laugh at all this all the time because I get a lot of social media posts to me that go, Patrice would be embarrassed of you. Patrice would be so pissed. Patrice wouldn't have talked to you. Patrice would do. Anyone that thinks they would know what Patrice was going to say or think about any topic you're way out of your league. No one could figure out where that guy was going. He was all over the place. He was such a unique mind that to think you were going to figure out, I'm 5 steps ahead of Patrice. Shut the fuck up. And for anyone to question or try to assume what type of relationship me and Patrice had on and off the air, I know. And that's all, my friends and family know because they were around when Patrice was around at my house or at the studio and places like that. I know. We had a very cool, fun, funny, sometimes adversarial relationship, race-based, with a lot of the arguments that we had, but we had so much in common. We knew, like, what we found funny was we both found the same shit funny. And Opie even. Like, that's Opie's way of getting me. Patrice said he was what? Patrice hated Opie. Opie made him sit out in the waiting room while no one was inside. It really. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not suing you, John. You could call me a racist.
People knew that you were a racist. That's what Opie was saying. It's on the video. That's what he was saying.
I can smell it from here.
It's true.
You filthy fuck.
Saying. So I would stop these false accusations of me, saying that I'm somehow stealing cash from someone whose spouse is going through chemo.
How do I know?
I would maybe not. You should really consult your attorney. It might not be a smart thing to accuse somebody of things when I have a paper trail. This person has.
Could you pause again? This is so good. First of all, it's the paperwork. Like, I have paperwork that says the paper trail is a whole different thing. A paper trail is like all the documentation that leads from one thing to another, and it can involve other people and stuff. He's using paper trail wrong. I have the documentation. I have paper trail. In and of itself sounds a little nefarious. Like, paper trail is always used on something bad. Like, they left a paper trail. It's going to be easy to fucking pick them up. I have a paper trail. A paper trail. So, and I John, If I was insinuating anything, I'm sorry. I want to make it definite. I believe you are a thief. I don't want anything to get in the way where you don't think that I honestly believe from everything I've seen that you are a fucking criminal thief that has stolen money. There. Now, during your lawsuit, make sure you come up with all the discovery. The paper trail, the names of the people involved, where the money went, how much money it was, the assessment and accounting of what was yours in your account and what went to them and how that was determined. And so all that shit. By the way, that's just for you because, like I said, I won't show up. I just won't be there. Sue me for anything. Sue me for anything. Stuttering John has 8 toes on each foot. There. Sue me. He absolutely has 8 toes on each foot. Go ahead. The toe litigation. I am on the toe litigation right here. Either that or he's like, how does he know? One more.
Trail. And the other person also has the paper trail who is also in this chat. That being said,
Ipso
I've already
facto.
talked to the person who I sent the mini iPad
The beloved
to.
chatter. The mini iPad.
And
Oh,
I Venmo'd.
pause. This is another great thing. Oh my God, he's so stupid. I hate him. The mini iPad. You might have heard him just bring up the mini iPad. He did a whole thing on this where he said he helps people, and he can't believe that he's being called out as a crook when he helps people. And he goes, this guy, the beloved chatter, needed an iPad. And I, out of my own money, I sent him a mini iPad. Why say it? Why say it? There's no reason to bring up your charitable fucking contributions unless you're trying to cover for something underhanded. I sent him a mini iPad out of my own money. That's crazy.
The first payment, and I will send the next one out on the 1st, even though I don't get paid from YouTube till the 21st, but I'll still do it anyway. So this person could have the money and could put it towards what they need.
All right,
But,
hold on. This is great too. He's implying here that he's got to send the chemo money. He's going to send it on the 1st or so, even though he doesn't get the money from YouTube, the money that he's been soliciting for the chemo until almost a month later. But he's still going to do it because the people, like, I swear, are they sitting there? Are they sitting there with the tube waiting for John's money to turn the chemo on? No, you go through these treatments. They bill you if you don't have insurance. They'll give you the treatments. That's just it. And then they'll bill you, and you then have to come up with the money. Or you got to file for bankruptcy. Or you got to do something. Or you got to take Stuttering John's money. Does he even know how anything works in the healthcare system? Does he even fucking know? Holy mother of Christ on a pony. He's so dumb. So he's going to send the money right away so they could get that drip started and the person doesn't die. He's saving lives.
Yeah, there's a paper trail, dummy. And this person wouldn't mind me
trail.
saying this person's name if I choose to sue. Now, I don't know how much money you have left on that failed channel of yours. So, I don't even know if it's worth suing you.
Could you Doesn't he at least think I have more than $35,000 of Sharon Stone money? Like, he sued Sharon Stone and was fine with $35,000. You must assume, John, come on, that I have a little more than $35,000. I literally won that at the Borgata last time. I won twice that at the Borgata. So, if I have to pay you in $5,000 Borgata strapped stacks, I could do that if it's $35,000. I got you. But, Sue, I don't know how much money you got left with that failed over 8 years company. Over 8 years in Manhattan. Doing a podcast. Doing comedy shows. Holy shit. How long do you have to do something before these trolls or whatever you want to call them have to go, I guess we can't really use that anymore? Fuck. Over 8 years. It was 8 years a month ago. 8 years we've been doing this. 7 from Manhattan. I don't know if you even have anything left. Coming from Stuttering John, I'd be worth suing, John. Please. I'm waiting for a process server to come through that door and hand me the Stuttering John Melendez lawsuit paperwork. Please, I'm begging you. I want to read it on the air. I want to laugh at it. I want to post it all over the place. And I never want to show up or acknowledge that it even exists because you're a fucking faggot. What a dope! More.
So we'll see what happens. But I just shut your fucking mouth, is what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would just shut your fucking mouth.
Ooh.
Okay? Just a little advice, you pock-faced prick. Now let's get on with the show. Sorry about that little rant, but it was, of course, I don't like people slandering me.
He thinks things are slander that aren't slander. He thinks things are slander, and they're not really slander. It's just he's a public figure. He's doing things, and people are talking about it and calling it out, and, you know, whatever. You want slander? I saw Stuttering John fucking a homeless guy in the mouth. Outside, right outside. There. That's slanderous. Get it? Do you get the difference? When I say I believe Stuttering John steals money with a bogus cancer charity, that's not really slander because you kind of got to show that you're not. And I believe you are. I honestly believe Stuttering John is a fucking thief and he's stealing money from his listeners under the guise that it is a cancer charity. Set up illegally anyway, but anyway. Anything else?
Character. Because I would never steal from a charity like the Trump kids did. Yeah, you know that
Go, Todd!
You know that president that you so support? You pock-faced animal? Yeah, that president. Yeah. How many people did he stiff? Huh?
What?
How many bankruptcies did he declare?
So?
Yeah, that's the one you worship. And then you attack a good guy trying to do something good for a person in need. You fucking animal. All right.
Right. Do you know what is very, very interesting about when he talks about Trump like that? He's so dumb and so broke. Like, I feel bad for him. He's not in the game at all. And I'm not talking about being some wealthy person. I mean anyone that is of his age that has to look at the future petrified that they have nothing. They have nothing in the game. So he doesn't even understand how much better Trump was for him than Biden is. Stock market today, down another fucking 3 digits. It's so fucked up that this idiot doesn't understand that the 4 years Trump was in office, if you had any skin in the game whatsoever, you'd have appreciated his tenure. And you'd have gone, wow, I'm a guy that needs money, so I don't have to steal from a fucking bogus cancer charity. But I wouldn't have to do that if Trump was still in office, because I'd have my money invested in something sound and it would be making gains. We'd be making 20% a year. And this idiot, he's so dumb and so brainwashed and has to say these things to try to win back his liberal daughter-son's love that he just can't fucking fathom that Donald Trump was way better to the basic American working man than pretty much any president, arguably, and absolutely better than Biden's been. We're losing money, hand over fist. And this dummy just can't understand it. Donald Trump's kids! Donald Trump bankruptcies! Yeah, when you have a fuckload of businesses over the course of the years, some are going to be extremely successful and others will go to the wayside. It's called taking chances. It's called betting on yourself. You know? Wherever he is.
But my old man, that's your new. Somebody said that's a good point. My old man is the new Twitter. If you ever lose relocation, boss.
Oh yeah.
My old man.
My old man. I could. Yeah. Well, someone will take it now. I guess it's probably taken already.
Chino's fucking.
My old man. You got to capitalize my, so it's yelling or something. I don't know. That.
Pretty worried about it.
Yeah.
What if
copywritten? I copywrote it. I said you're not allowed to take my old man.
I was watching the thing, and I was like, then the New York Post had a thing, Stuttering John lost his court case, and I'm like, I felt like I was in the middle of something.
Right. You're part of it.
I feel like even the New York Post is in on the joke now.
Is in on the joke. I think they are.
It's just everyone's talking about it, so the New York Post is like, let's just say, even if it's not true, let's just.
Seems to be something that's got a little buzz about it.
Yeah, like somebody knows somebody at Page 6. I know Dave Juskow used to do that. Dave Juskow knew somebody at Page 6.
Okay, yeah.
He would always like, hey, can you mention my
pop that shit up
Rachel
there.
Feinstein?
That's exactly. I think you're right.
Sex with a black
I
dude?
think you're right. They were like, look, there's a little bit of buzz about what an idiot John is. Let's just we'll talk about how his court case
sell some papers.
Sell some papers. Stop the presses. Stuttering John's an idiot. Let's go with that headline. Pop off. Planes hit buildings on 9/11. Get that off the front page. Stuttering John, buffoon.
Maroon.
God damn it, Doom.
Doom! Find God! Find God!
God damn it, Doom. You quit that. It's not happening for the last freaking time.